Welcome back to our series on helpful hints for Highfields. We've got the aluminium roll-up. Let's see how we can set it up and get you on the water. Welcome back to the Rudder. My name's Damian. We've got the roll-up with the aluminium floor. We'll show you just how the aluminium floor goes together and that bit more stability you get for your tender with that installed. Very compact package. This is the 230 version, so it is 30 kilos with the boat when it's all together. This goes all the way up to a 3.2 meter version. So depending on what your needs are, you can get the one you need. All right, let's get unpacking. We're on a beach, so the first thing with a roll-up or any sort of inflatable, when you're going to put it together, is make sure any rocks or sharp things are away. I'm using a hand pump today because I just want to show you how easy it is. We're going to get that floor out of the way because we don't need that for the second. Let's do some unboxing. So it rolls up into this very neat little package, and the packaging here acts as your mat as well as your area for setup. Let's get all this out of the way for the minute. All right, so once you've got all the straps undone, lay it all out, give yourself lots of room, and let's see what we've got. All of the roll-up range comes with an aluminium transom, not a wooden one as you'll find with many other brands, so you won't be dealing with rotting out your transom in a few years. Solid aluminium. They all come with 3 air compartments. So just spread everything out. Once you've got everything laid out, you're just going to put a little bit of air in just to sort of get some shape, and then we next deal with the floor. So we're not inflating it, we're just putting in a touch of air just to give the boat a little bit of shape. Just remember when you're doing this, there's a little valve in here to unclip it, so when you take the air out, it doesn't all flow back out. It's on the lock, it's all locked up. The roll-up range comes in a variety of colors. This is the white one, which looks very smart indeed. Also, it comes in PVC or Hypalon. This is the Hypalon version. So very durable. Oh, where are we? Now I've got a little bit of air in the boat. We're going to put the deck in. What I'm going to do is do that to the side of the boat because it actually goes under the tubes. It's a bit hard to see, so let's have a look at that. The easiest thing is you start at the bow, and this will go where the keel valve is, so that's first. The next 2 pieces are the same. You can tell which way they go up because you've got rivets on the bottom, so you don't want the rivets, and you've got a locking piece here that goes into the bow piece. So these 2 pieces, they don't lock together very hard, they just kind of sit there. So those 2 go together. The last piece has this cutout, which is where your bung is. So any water that's on the deck flows through and goes out. So once again, you've got the rivets on the bottom, the larger bits on the top, and they just all click in place. Now they're not very secure like that until we get these. So you can tell which way these go because they'll follow the tubes. So that's the wrong one. So from this side, you'd imagine you have the tube here, and you can see the arc of it. Put them together. Oops. Make sure they're lined up. And it just clips in like that. It's not held very tightly, but then you've got the tube that comes down on this, puts pressure on it and locks it all in place, and then you're ready to go. Let's do it for real this time, starting with our bow plate. And this one's kind of easy because it has to match up with that keel valve. And you want it nice and aligned. There we go. So then you just put the other plates in. keep sand out of the boat. And lastly, the stern plate. It's got that area for your bung, and that'll go under that flap in the transom. Then you just need to lift these last two pieces up. Oops. You lift these last two pieces up to make a bridge. And then push them down and they snap together. Now we have the floor in place, and you can see it's got a little bit of a wave in it because we haven't put our side legs in. Get your side rails, remembering that curvature matches the tubes. So this one will go on this side. So there, as I said, it's a little bit hard to see, but that's clipped in. Then when the tube gets inflated, that presses down on that and holds it in place. So you can see the tube is now pressing down onto those sideboards. Let's get the others in place and then we'll start inflating the whole boat. Before you start inflating, remember just to check the valve is out, so as you pump it up you don't lose all the air. You will inflate these tubes up to 3 psi. Don't do 3 psi in this one and this one not inflated. Just bring them up to a sort of soft level and then go around and do the finishing touches. We also have to do the keel. Now the keel is really important. It provides a keel for the boat. If the boat was entirely flat on the bottom, if you tried rowing, you'd sort of just go in circles. So the keel provides a little bit of a V shape on the bottom to propel the boat forward. It also goes to 3 psi. We're going to do the keel now, and we'll bring that all the way up to full pressure. It's not very big, so it doesn't take very long. Just check that valve. And you can immediately see the boat start to rise. And we're there. Now we have the structure of the boat pretty much in place. You just go around and bring all the 3 tubes up to pressure. Now I've got everything in place. I was just going to give you a quick tour of the roll-up, but it appears we have an audience. So here in the Gold Coast, the black swans in the canals are a bit of a feature. So they're just going to cruise on past. Maybe they want to check out the roll-up a bit more. All right, let's get everything in place. A few of the extras you have, or features you have of the boat, they all come with a very nice seat with a drink holder. So you chuck it in one side, pull it together. The seat does add a bit of rigidity to the tubes, but with that aluminium floor, it's a little bit different to the inflatable roll-up. With inflatable floor roll-up, because you do have that solid structure in the bottom. Got oars, very nice secure oar attachment points here. And I do like the Velcro to keep them in place, so pop those on. Regardless of what engine you're running, always put your oars in. Before we jump in the water, let's just have a look at a few of the features of this roll-up. And with all Highfields, you've got lots of handles, lots of places to grab a hold. You know, these are small boats. You can fit 3 people in this one. So people do want to know, you know, if you get some wake or something happening, they want to be able to grab onto something. So great to have a bunch of those. We have some D shackles welded in. So you can see this would be used as a towing harness to tow behind your vessel if you don't have any davit points. If you did have a davit to lift this up, you've got welded aluminium points, very strong to be able to lift your Highfield onto your vessel. And of course, you've got your bung securely in the bottom. Always remember to put your bung in. I forgot to do it the other day. Always a bit of excitement. And before we head off, so you can see the keel just juts down, gives you some forward momentum, and you'll also notice a keel guard the whole way through. So as you come ashore, if there's a rock or a shell, you don't do any damage. Now the aluminium floor, its sister boat has the inflatable floor. This one does provide you with a little bit more stability for perhaps some elderly passengers. Perhaps you've got some puppies with some claws that you don't like the air deck on. So we're pretty much ready to go. Choose the engine of your choice. This version goes up to 4 horsepower. The larger 3.2 meter version goes all the way up to 15 horsepower. So pretty amazing. Let's get that on and set sail. We're in the water. Our engine I'm going to do for our test little run today is our Thrust Me Kicker, little electric outboard. If you want to check out more about this engine, check it out in some videos up above. So connect it to your transom like any other motor. Make sure you lock everything in place nice and tight. I'll get out onto the water and just show you a bit of the stability. But super light, as I said, a little over 30 kilos, which for a tender is very light, quite easy to maneuver with a couple of people. Let's jump on board. Whoa. And there we are on the water on this very stable aluminium floor little tender, weighing about 30 kilos, perfect for your vessel. Bring it up on davits, tow it, do whatever you want. We've got our electric little Thrust Me ready to go. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. A big thank you to Northside Marine. They are the distributor in Queensland for Highfield. Check out a distributor near you. Only one last thing to do. Take it for a ride. Outboard's on. Thank you very much for that. Happy boating, and we'll see you next time on the Rudder.